On a warm, late summer afternoon, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the New York Jets. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. 18 Gator.
Sony Michel, his first carry. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Second and 11 at the 24-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a second and 11.
You better be afraid of me. Check one. Fair.
Second and 11. He's going to loft one deep left side here. They've got his man complete. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Keeping it on the ground on first, Michel. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a 6-yard loss on the play. And it'll make this a second and long.
Ready up.
53 is the mic. Watch the pass.
Second and long. They set up the screen to Penny. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's third down.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose.
Set up. 15 line.
Turn. Check. Press down.
Rock it. Get it.
To throw on third down. Calhoun. They'll check this one down to Michel. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. A gain of 4 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now the Bengals will settle for 3 as the field goal unit comes on here. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And it bangs off the right upright. No good. And this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that hollow metal sound is the bane of any kicker's existence, and here That sound is going to keep our game scoreless.
And you could see him give that body English as the ball was in the air. Come on, baby, come on. But no dice that time.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 26. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. He's going to find his tight end. That's Chris Herndon. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Shift. Oh, 80. Red 80. Hey, Charlie.
Darnold from the gun. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 45-yard line.
Right. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
This drive starts out on the ground with Michel. He's going to have the first down past the 20. And he's going to get this all the way up to the 30-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there. When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
30 base.
Rip left. Check safety.
6-6, bullet high. Hey, wahoo!
Check out three.
Hit it.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Calhoun, he's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Christian, travel. Mike, 53, Mike.
Operating from the gun, Calhoun. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And he is going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
First down, Bengals.
Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. We're scoreless after 1.
The outlaw.
Number 53, Mike 53.
A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10.
Squeeze. Hey, box drop. Please dribble.
Back to throw. Calhoun. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Looking to throw. Calhoun. And he fires one incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time. But now it'll be 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Go.
Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, I-7.
From the gun, Calhoun. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. This is taken at about the 14. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
We're going to sack. 54, right there. 54, Mike. I got one. Ready? Switch.
Under 61, matchbox lights. Ready?
Darnold will throw it on 3rd and 1. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll try and run for it. But he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Let's put them on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus.
Darnold now to throw. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A Jet 1st down, 18 big yards that time.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Blue draw Corkers. Young lady. Buzz.
Now Darnold. And he will find his man on the outside. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Bengals' 37-yard line.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he'll go down at the 28. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Mike 5-4. Man, 80. Hey, what's the ball? Hey, alert 3.
Right back to him on a 1st down. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Set.
2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. From the 25 on 2nd down, Darnold. And he's got his man on the out route.
To number 88. It's a gain of 4.
Is here, baby. Young Trent is here.
Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2.
Cut. Check.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. No move to get the offense off the field here. They've converted once on this drive. On 4th, they'll go again and try it once more.
Kill. Watch the eye.
They'll try and run for it. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Reset. Mike 54. Mike 54. Come on, son. Let's see what you got.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. And his kick is good. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked out since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
Well, they were a little too excited to get the football, touched it before it went 10 yards.
And that's so difficult, isn't it? Because sometimes you can just take a bad hop and veer into your lane or into your body. In this case, though, they touched it before 10. Illegal touching is the call.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
2nd and 4 at the 22-yard line.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Mike 54.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Reset. Mike 54. Mike 54.
And he'll give it here to his running back. 7 yards there and a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
We're going to sign it. 54, right there. 54 Mike. Hey, keep it up. Keep it up.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Here's Darnold. That is incomplete. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Come on, D.
And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Fielded at the 20. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Hey, exit. Check. 53's mine. Check. 53's mine. Hey, man. Watch the boot. Watch the boot. Smooth. 53. Check 53.
To throw again. Calhoun. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks.
But that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches.
Pilot, 64.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michelle, and he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. On on the ground. Michel. Well, the ball is out. Michel lost it, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
They'll try to get this offense going with Michel. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Michel. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Ready, set.
53's mine. Check. 53's mine. Here we go. Here we go.
Hey, lock it.
Check.
Operating from the gun. Calhoun. Flushed out right. He's letting it fly for Cooks. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 20-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch 54. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Darnold. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it.
First and 10 at the 46.
Darnold now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
You gonna see me in your nightmare.
On 2nd and 12, Darnold. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, let's get there.
Here's Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. And they weren't in zone coverage. His job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Well, that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Coming to you, coming to you.
They begin with Michelle on the ground. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. And that's complete to Cooks. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Check 52. General West.
Following the penalty, Michelle. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
53, Mike 53. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Hey, Haywood. Check, hard. Check 53's Mike. Go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
The Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Team 6. 53 for Mike. Hey, watch the slap, watch the slap.
From the gun, Calhoun. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 23.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's go. Hey, Delta. 53, Mike 53.
Back to throw, Calhoun. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play. Hey, Alpha.
Throwing again. Calhoun. His throw incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off.
Watch that three. Watch that three.
Leo. Bang, 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 bang. Get it.
On third down, Calhoun. He gets it to Cooks. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. And his kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. We still wait on the first touchdown of the game, but a second field goal now makes it a 6-3 score.
Yeah, I know a lot of people would call this the definition of winning ugly. To me, this is gorgeous. I'm a defender, right? I love these kind of games. The tension is high. Who's going to make the play to win it? And right now, that field goal may be the advantage they need.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now with a game.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That goes for a gain of 31. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
To throw is Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Marcus Davenport picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. Another costly turnover, their second of this second half. And earlier when I asked you your keys to the second half, you said, hey, it may be trite, but I think it's turnovers. That's coming to fruition.
It certainly is, and let's face it, they named the game after it, right? So isn't it the most important thing?
But it's football.
Exactly. They named the game for it. Take care of it.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
18 Gator.
Looking to throw. Calhoun. That's to his running back, Sony Michel. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And his kick here is good. And they continue to lead in the battle of field 9-3. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Continues to be a struggle for this offense, and this home crowd, they're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
lady. Hey, orbit.
On 2nd and 11 now. Darnold, and Anderson's got it. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Jet 1st down. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he goes out right around the 39. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Hey, it's just me and you. Hey, dude. It's just me and you.
He's back to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. That's now 3 turnovers in this second half. Very costly. And earlier in the half, Charles, when I asked you for your keys to the second half, you said, hey, maybe trite, but it's going to be turnovers. That's been the story.
It certainly has, but I didn't expect it to be this much of the story. I mean, when you're getting up to...
Through an opening, and there he goes. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Sony Michel. 56 yards. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
That's fielded in the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Back to throw, Darnold. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him. Find him.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 49. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. But now I'm listening to you. So for Cincinnati, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they will head back home next week.